If you work as a manufacturing facilities engineer, installing a new piece of equipment can be as complex as the machinery itself. From prep work to alignment and testing, it's your team's job to put it all together. That's why it's good to have Grainger on your side. With industrial-grade products and next-day delivery, Grainger helps ensure you have everything you need close at hand through every step of the installation. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Calaroga Shark Media.
The ceremonial inauguration Mass for Pope Leo XIV is scheduled for tomorrow, beginning at 10 o'clock local time in St. Peter's Square. The extensive ceremony traditionally opens with a pilgrimage to St. Peter's tomb within the basilica. Deacons retrieve two sacred items, the papal ring of the fisherman and the pallium, a ceremonial garment worn by the Pope. During Francis's installation, he joined 9 other Catholic Church leaders at the basilica for prayer. A formal procession into St. Peter's Square followed, featuring the chanting of Laudes Regiae, known as Christus Vincit, meaning Christ conquers in Latin. Following his own procession, the new Pope will receive the pallium and ring as symbols of assuming the papacy. Though no fixed duration exists, Francis's inauguration ceremony extended approximately 2 hours. This is white smoke. John Prevost, Pope Leo XIV's brother, is back home and adjusting to his new reality after spending several days with his newly elected brother at the Vatican. Tired from travel but excited, John says his first priorities after returning home were simple: mow the lawn, drink a beer, and let everything sink in. This is a life-changing event for everyone, not just the Catholic Church, John said. I was shocked at how fast the voting happened. While in Rome, John attended several events with his brother and was amazed by the massive crowds that gathered everywhere they went, even on what were supposed to be private church visits outside the Vatican. People were packed 4 or 5 deep on both sides of the road, screaming, "Papa, Papa, Papa," John recalled. He rolled down his window and shook hands with as many people as he could. You could see it completely changed their faces. As people wonder what kind of Pope Leo will be, and whether he'll be different from Pope Francis, John believes his brother understands that people are looking for hope and wants to bring people together. I think he'll be like a second Pope Francis, John said. John shared family photos and said he always believed his brother was meant for something important. He's a man of the world. What better person to be Pope, he said. John admits it's all still hard to believe. You feel proud and wonder, is this really happening? It didn't hit me until last night that this is real and life-changing. When he got home, John found a pile of mail waiting, much of it addressed to the new Pope from people sharing their personal stories. People opened their hearts, so I want to give them something back, he said. John was amused by the Chicago White Sox's reaction to learning the Pope is a fan, and he answered an important Chicago question: thin crust or deep dish pizza? Thin crust, because that's what I like too, he said. John asked people to keep praying for his brother, who will be officially installed as Pope during Sunday's ceremony. Three hours after Cardinal Robert Prevost became Pope Leo XIV, his friend Lisa Salava emailed him from her new Lenox home while frantically packing for a morning flight to Rome. "We're arriving Friday, but I guess we can't have you out for pizza, huh?" she wrote. The new pontiff, whom she still considers Father Bob after 20 years of friendship, quickly responded, "No, but maybe you could come in." Still answering his own emails proved reassuring to Salava, suggesting some things might remain unchanged despite the extraordinary circumstances. Lisa and Rich Salava, along with their friend Denise Uta, first met Robert Prevost when he served as Prior General of the Augustinians. He would visit their pastor, Father Michael Schweifel of St. Jude Catholic Church in New Lenox, who was his Villanova University classmate. Their friendship deepened after Father Schweifele received a heart transplant on Easter Sunday, 2005. During Schweifele's lengthy recovery, Lisa became one of his main volunteer caregivers. Prevost, often stopping during layovers from worldwide missionary trips, would visit Schweifele and gradually befriended several St. Jude parishioners. After Schweifele's passing in 2009, the friendships continued. Both couples became Augustinian affiliates, lay people officially recognized as part of the Augustinian family. In 2011, the couples visited Rome where Prevost lived at the time. He collected them from the airport in a small Italian car, housed them at the Augustinian residence in Vatican City, and provided private tours including the Sistine Chapel and the Room of Tears, where newly elected popes first donned papal vestments. When Prevost's prior general tenure ended in 2013, he returned to Chicago. However, in 2014, while driving from Wisconsin, he received an unexpected call from the papal nuncio. The official asked if he was sitting down, then instructed him to pull over before announcing Pope Francis was appointing him bishop in Peru. Prevost told his friends, "You have to trust and say yes to the call." That's when we really started to understand his trust in saying yes to the call and to the Holy Spirit, wherever it would take him, Utter explained. During a 2015 celebration of his episcopal appointment that coincided with Lisa's 50th birthday, Prevost jokingly asked, "Do you like the party I threw for you?" His friends describe him as having excellent humour and an infectious laugh. Before departing for Vatican bishop training, he reluctantly took a selfie with Lisa and promised her only birthday gift she wanted, a selfie with Pope Francis. Days later, at dawn in New Lenox, her phone chimed with the requested photograph. During their most recent visit in August 2024, while sharing pizza at the Salavis' home, Prevost discussed papal selection. He emphasized that each pope serves according to the needs of their time. From John Paul II through Benedict to Francis. There was no sense that it would ever be him, Utter noted, but he said, "Don't lose faith. The Holy Spirit is always with us." After Pope Francis's death, when Prevost appeared on papal candidate lists, Lisa emailed him April 27th, expressing mixed feelings, wanting to keep their friend accessible while recognizing God's possible will for him. Prevost responded hours later, "Thanks for the message. I sleep well at night, so far, trusting in the belief that there will not be an American pope." Similarly, when Utter sent prayers before the conclave, he replied, "Pray for whoever's going to be elected to this. They need our prayers. Trust in the Spirit." He said they. It was never him, she observed. When white smoke emerged from the Sistine Chapel on May 8th, Utter was in St. Peter's Square, where she'd maintained vigil for 2 days. Upon hearing his name announced, she released what she described as an almost primal scream. Lisa and Rich watched from home in New Lenox. All three friends had felt compelled to be in Rome during the conclave, unsure why at the time. Soon after arriving in Rome, they received word through their pastor, Father Raymond Flores, and the Pope's brother John, that Leo wanted dinner with them at his apartment near St. Monica's Church, his titular parish. Upon arrival at the Cardinal's flat, he'll move to the Papal Palace after Sunday's installation. Nobody wanted to enter first. Lisa finally walked in, finding him speaking with his personal secretary. She jokingly said she perhaps shouldn't interrupt private business. And he said, "Get in here," she recalled. The reunion featured numerous bear hugs. For nearly an hour, we just hung out, Utter said, sharing observations and experiences in their limited time together. Though now wearing papal vestments, anytime anybody sees me, he explained, the man underneath remained unchanged. He was still very serene, comfortable in his own skin, Rich noted. He was still Father Bob, but you could see he had started to transform, Utter added. He put it on, but he wore it well. They joked about future Chicago visits. When Lisa suggested he couldn't easily come for pizza with security, he laughed about the neighbors' reaction to Swiss guards on the front lawn. He says, "Your neighbors might wonder." He laughed and said, "Yeah, I think we have to come back here," meaning the Vatican. I said, That sounds like an invitation, and we'll see you soon." As they prepared to leave, Pope Leo suggested a photograph, something they hadn't considered while catching up. He goes, "Do you guys want to do a picture?" Lisa remembered. And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "A selfie, right?"
There's always something brewing behind palace walls, whether it's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle making headlines from afar, or Prince William and Princess Catherine quietly preparing for the future throne. I'm Mark Francis, and on Palace Intrigue, we cover every twist, turn, whisper and wink. From royal drama to daily gossip, follow Palace Intrigue wherever you get your podcasts.
In Washington, D.C., power flows through information. But what happens when the most sensitive military intelligence in the world ends up on the wrong phone? In the halls of power, a national security advisor makes a fatal miscalculation. On the other side of the world, a special forces team walks into a perfectly orchestrated trap. When the dust settles, 4 American soldiers are dead, 3 more captured. And the most catastrophic intelligence breach in modern history is just beginning to unravel. Signal Lost, a 6-part podcast thriller about betrayal, courage, and the devastating consequences of a world where even our most guarded communications are never truly secure. When everyone is listening, nowhere is safe. Signal Lost. Available wherever you get your podcasts.